What a time to be alive, I write in my journal, the words both bitter and sincere. It's spring. Cherries are in season. The sun spills through the open windows, and the breeze, soft and delicious. The world is burning. Democratic backsliding, algorithms amplifying our anxiety, justice unraveling. We must be nearing some edge. Disillusion, renewal, perhaps both. This vertigo is familiar. Each time we feel the end is near. Yet somehow, life persists, stubborn and resourceful. I nod, but I don't always feel it. I'm safe after all. I can log off. That fact sits heavy with me. I'm not sure if acknowledging it makes me more honest or more complicit. It feels obscene, this safety. I worry about tone, about how to speak of any of this. I think of the woman crying on the train, how we all averted our gaze, politely. But I refuse to live in fear, to be distracted, to go numb. Fear is too powerful of a motivator. So is anger, so is shame. Be skeptical of individuals and institutions that use these feelings to incite action. Stay sharp. I am terrified. I am free. I'm pushing myself to feel more. The cycle of news and dread is turning me dull. I must waken my senses, stray away from excess and complacency. Seeking beauty has become a personal practice. What right do I have when there's so much pain? I'm steeped in privilege, I know. But this feels like a form of resistance. Last week at MoMA, I stood before. The painting shows a figure nearly dissolved by ribbons of color, a body both present and vanishing. There's something about it that feels like a distant memory. It's there, but hard to fully grasp or remember. I stood with it for a while, watching people come and go. Some took quick photos, others barely glanced before moving on. But I lingered. Patience. Allowing the painting to speak to me in its own time, without pressure to articulate why it moved me. Perhaps how it makes me feel infinite. How we exist simultaneously as solid beings and as impressions fading into our surroundings. I wonder how I'll be remembered. Does it matter? I guess it's not up to me. There is a certain powerlessness. I'm deciding how the figure in the painting is remembered, and someday one might look at a trace of me and decide what I meant. Remembered or forgotten, based on what patience is brought to the encounter. Will they rush past, or will they linger? Will they see me in context, or isolated from my time? At the Met, I couldn't look away from the portrait of Vsevolod Garshin, his gaze lucidly tormented, almost indicting. I felt connected somehow. Maybe some thread of common anguish stretches between us across time. I find myself drawn to art that creates a bodily response. A tightness in the chest, a sigh of relief. These responses feel more honest than my intellectual ones, less rehearsed and closer to truth. Sometimes I see something and feel everything at once. Other times I stand before celebrated masterpieces and feel absolutely nothing. I used to think that meant I was missing something, that I wasn't getting it. But I'm trying to unlearn that reflex. I know what I'm doing. I know nothing at all. The other day I watched Meshes of the Afternoon, Maya Daren's 14-minute fever dream of a film. I watched it holding my breath. No music or dialogue, just looping, shadows, and a dreamlike tension. It felt so urgent and radical. It resists explanation. I kept thinking, this was made in 1943 by an immigrant woman, a visionary whose influence is all over modern cinema. David Lynch owes her everything. Art born in turmoil. She created something deeply intimate and strange despite, or perhaps because of, terrible uncertainty. To feel human, to expand our capacity to feel something other than fear.
I'm Latino, even though I don't look it like that.
Last night I dreamt of screams, each one displaying a new tragedy, a fresh outrage, another reason to give up. We are drowning in information. Wisdom feels like a distant shore. The cynics mistake their pessimism for clarity. But the world is complex beyond measure. Every moment branches into infinite possibilities. The mind that claims certainty has already surrendered to delusion. I'm utterly devastated. I'm the happiest girl ever. So I'll keep paying attention. Not because I believe art will save us, but because now, more than ever, I must sharpen my senses. A person fully engaged with the world is harder to manipulate, harder to sell to, harder to control. I felt the paralysis of despair, and I know it serves no one. Art has become a way back to myself, to learn and reach toward understanding. We're in the midst of something scary. Gentleness and curiosity will go a long way. Beauty is everywhere. What a time to be alive. I write again. The phrase containing multitudes. Grief and wonder, rage and tenderness, impossible hope. Tonight's going to be fine. I promise. Just wait and see.